Hey guys, Danny here from the Horror Dads, and I wouldn't be a horror dad if I didn't have
Charlotte.
a horror daughter right there. And we are going to be talking a little retro for you today. Charlotte, over the weekend, actually middle of the week, we're on vacation, so we don't even know what days it is, but she saw a film that many people consider a horror classic.
The Ring.
Oh, hold on, sorry. Yes? 7 days. Okay. It's for you.
Hello?
7 days.
Uh-oh.
The Ring came out in 2002. It was directed by Gore Verbinski, who 1 year later would go on to do Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, which was, a lot of people don't give that first movie credit, but it was just amazing. Great movie. Really really helped Johnny Depp's career take back off. But you saw The Ring for the first time, and Charlotte asked me a hilarious question right before we started filming this video. She said, "How do you watch this?" And I had to explain to her.
Sorry, I'm from the 2010s.
Yeah, you were born in 2010.
Yes.
I had to explain to her that there was a machine called a VCR. And for any younger viewers out there, a VCR was like a Blu-ray player, but in the 1980s and early to mid 1990s.
Demon Knight.
Yes, this is actually Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight, one of the few VHSs I refuse to give up, even though I don't really even own a VCR anymore. I was a huge VHS collector. Grandpa used to take me to the video store all the time, and that's really where I got into horror movies, because you used to go to the video store and...
I thought they were like made in the 60s. Sorry.
Not that old.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, Grandpa used to take me to the video store. I used to peruse the horror aisles, and so many cool boxes and box arts, and they got me so into the genre. And
I want to live in the 80s.
I know. When The Ring came out in 2002, really VHS was almost dead. I remember being like in like the late 90s when like stores like Suncoast Video were open. I remember, I'm not gonna buy these DVDs because I collect VHS tapes. And as you can see behind me, not only do I have an extensive DVD collection,
you have a lot more DVDs than
oh yeah,
these things are.
whatever these things are. So, but yeah,
Sorry.
so The Ring, as simply as possible, is the killer videotape movie.
Okay.
So what did you think as a 2010s kid growing up, not even knowing what this is? What did you think? What were your first thoughts about the movie The Ring?
I was about to say move my phone. My thoughts about The Ring was that, oh my god, I don't know what these things are.
Okay, but
like, I was like, I thought this was made in like at least the 90s, because I thought in like once it hit 2000, that's when all modern things come out.
well, so let me just let you...
Wait, like, poof. It's 1999. We still have like these. Poof. 2000. What?
Exactly. Well, let me just let you know that, yes, The Ring came out in 2002, but it was based on a Japanese film, a Japanese novel, actually, that was turned into a movie in 1998 called Ringu, The Ring, and it was directed by Hideo Nakata, and it stars Hiroyuki Sanada, who I think you would probably even recognize, because he was in Avengers Endgame. He's the guy that Hawkeye kills at the beginning when he's in the rain in Japan.
I don't know.
You would recognize him if you saw him. He's also in the new Mortal Kombat that just came out to HBO Max earlier this year. Mm-hmm. Phenomenal actor. He plays the Noah character in the original Ringu in 1998. So when this movie idea came out, VHS tapes were still actually a thing. Yes, in 2002, we had moved on to like DVDs and eventually what would become Blu-rays and so on. But this movie is mostly praised for being a
great
really
movie.
scary horror movie. So what was the part, because there's one part specifically that usually people always talk about, and what was that for you?
The ending.
And what happens?
So the poor man, what was his name?
Noah?
Noah. He dies in at the end because
Spoilers for a 19-year-old movie based on a 1998 movie. So just in case you've never seen The Ring, spoilers.
Shash.
Okay, go ahead.
So he's watching, like, he's doing work and he hears the TV static, and I'm confused because I'm like, wait, didn't Rachel stop Samara from doing all of this and like doing all of that? And we see Samara's gross come out of the TV, and that's the part I was waiting for, because that is the main thing about the movie. When you think The Ring, all you think about is Samara. You don't even think about like the rest of the hour and a half.
And her like climbing out of the well on the TV, and then like the slow walk, she's like walking towards the screen, and you're like, wait, she's getting very close to the screen. And then all of a sudden, of course, right through the screen and into real life. So I'm going to tell you, my friends and I saw this in the movie theater when I was in
What
college.
friends?
Actually, you know James, Jen, a few of them you
Okay.
know. My friend Mike, who I don't, you probably met before. We saw this in a movie theater when we were in college, and we were not fans of this movie back then. To the point where during this, supposedly, I had not seen Ringu, so I did not know anything that was going to happen. As Samara is walking towards the TV, I looked at one of my friends and I went, she's going to walk through the TV, isn't she? This is so stupid. And we all agreed at the time that it was so dumb. And for years, this was one of those movies that I had the unpopular opinion that it was a terrible, terrible horror movie, and I didn't understand why people liked it. But then I rewatched it. I gave it another chance, and it's not as bad as I thought it was. I think I got caught up in, hanging out with my friends, and it was like,
Good.
yeah. Do I think this is like a classic horror movie? No, I don't. But it does
It's a
have some
popular
very,
movie.
yes, and it does have some very effective scenes. So the plot of the movie is there's a killer videotape. There's like these rumors about it where if you watch the tape, and it's only like 30 seconds, right? Like what you see on the video. As soon as the video ends, you get a phone call, and you hear 7 days, and 7 days later, something comes and kills you.
That happened to Katie, and their face is so ugly when they
Oh,
see it.
right? Isn't that a cool scene at the very
I
beginning?
might have the same. I might have to go to the school that Katie's friend went to because she saw her. Oh my god.
Yeah, that scene I'll give you was really cool.
I refused to watch the tape because I didn't want to die in 7 days. My cousin watched it, and oh my god.
Yeah, and it was nice knowing him.
Not Nikki.
I think that does say a lot about this movie. When a younger viewer who's never seen it, you hear this idea of a killer videotape, and you might laugh it off, especially when you don't even know what a videotape is. But then the movie starts, you see that horrible, like when they open the closet door and the girl's face, like, exactly. When you see that, all of a sudden, she's like, well, I'm not watching the videotape. And they play it a couple more times. I also really liked the second time,
Nikki
especially.
was forcing me to watch, and I was like, no!
I really liked the second time that I watched it. You really do get more involved. Because there's a pretty clever twist in this movie where you think that Samara, the girl on the videotape, that her mom, that like she's been killed, and that they need to like free her soul to like stop this curse. It turns out that Samara is evil, and that she was buried in that well as a way to like get rid of her, get rid of that evil force. So really, Naomi Watts' character, Rachel, throughout this movie, she's uncovering this mystery, and she ends up kind of screwing up and like letting the monster out, which
And her son dies.
no, the son doesn't die.
Oh.
Noah is like her boyfriend slash partner. I'm the
Oh my god, can we just talk about how weird this kid is?
he's really
Who
does it.
calls her mother by their name? Hi, Athena.
Yeah. I thought the kid delivers one of the better child performances. I read that he's like now really famous, but not like as an actor, like as like a scientist or something. I have to look that up. But yeah, the kid in this movie is really good because it sticks with you how creepy he is.
He can like predict the future.
Yeah. So The Ring, where did you watch this? It's on Netflix?
Yes.
Yeah. If you haven't seen The Ring, or if you want to watch it again, and like I said, I saw this in 2002. I laughed it off as a terrible movie, and then I decided to rewatch it, and it's not bad. It's a very good movie. It's a very decent horror movie with some legitimate all-time moments in it.
It's enough. It's popular enough to be in my Roblox games. I play this game called Survive the Killers, and it's different killers: Pennywise,
And
Slenderman.
Samara's in it?
Samara is one of them.
Oh, that's cool.
And The Grudge.
Yeah. Oh, if you like this, then you gotta watch. See, I'm trying to get Charlotte because I actually Shudder had Ringu. I'm not sure if it's still on there. It might be. And I watched Ringu, and Ringu is much better than The Ring.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, you know, trying to ease her into foreign horror films, but I'll tell you, since you brought up The Grudge, the American movie The Grudge, again, just like this, it really didn't do much for me. But Ju-on, which is the Japanese movie that The Grudge is based on, one of the scariest movies I ever saw. So, yeah.
Between Omen and the Hereditary.
Well, The Omen we're going to watch soon.
No.
The Ring also, and this is very important because this is what we're talking about now, but The Ring is historic for horror movies, especially here in America, because this is the movie that really ushered in that early 2000s wave of J-horror, Japanese horror, movies like The Ring, The Grudge, the sequels to those movies, Dark Water, which the original was also directed by Hideo Nakata. There were a whole bunch. It was Japanese films that came over, and then by association, South Korean horror films started to come over and get remade.
Okay, so this is what everyone else does in horror movies when they're scared. And this is what I do.
Yeah, she covers
I
her
cover
ears.
my ears because I think...
We have a horror movie pillow on the couch.
Okay, we...
Sorry.
They know.
Great. Now it's on the floor.
I cover my ears because I don't like the creepy sounds. It's not monsters that scare me. It's sounds. Like if there was a movie and it didn't have creepy music, then it wouldn't be a horror movie. It would just be a movie with
Oh my God.
monsters.
All right. So, do you have any final thoughts on The Ring?
Final thoughts, it was a very confusing ending.
Very confusing.
I don't get it. Like, she's like, I understand how she felt. She's like, okay, yeah. And then she's like, it's all done.
They had to keep making copies of the tape, right?
But why? You don't want people dying.
That's the thing. It's like you kind of have to pass the like, because if you don't make a copy of it in 7 days, you're going to get killed. But if you make a copy of the tape, then it's like you're passing the curse on and you're spared. Yeah, like I said, I don't love this movie. I respect it more now than I did back in 2002, but it certainly has an impact on her.
Tar.
Before we end this video, I totally coincidental, but Charlotte and I, stand up for a second, are both wearing shirts from Cavity Colors. We're not.
Colors?
That's the company that makes these shirts. We're not being sponsored by them. If they'd like to sponsor us, that would be wonderful. But we're just big fans of them, and we just happen to be Charlotte's wearing the Elvira, and
Even
I got
though
the
I've
new.
never watched it.
We'll solve that problem. It's available on multiple streaming services. Coming up soon, like I mentioned yesterday in my short Fear Street 1666 review, Pete and I were supposed to get together yesterday for the first time live and in person, but unfortunately we had a COVID scare and we couldn't get together. But we are going to be doing a live YouTube reaction to Fear Street 1666, and I'm kind of hoping that spills into a discussion of the larger trilogy, because I was a huge fan of this, and I think you would really like these movies too, the Fear Street movies. Especially, they're from R.L. Stine, who did Goosebumps.
I love Goosebumps too.
We are going to be watching some more horror movies and getting the girls involved, obviously.
One new horror movie down on the list.
Yes. And big news in terms of Charlotte and I. In less than a month, Charlotte and I are going to Monster Mania in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Our second horror convention together. And we are going to be making videos for the channel, talking about it. We'll be filming some live stuff while we're there. We'll be doing a preview video, looking at the guest list. And I think that'll be a lot of fun, and we can't wait for that.
We can probably show pictures on
Oh, yeah, we'll post...
we'll do our phone and be like, here's a picture.
Yeah. The guest list is looking pretty good. Monstermania.net. If you want to check that out, they have shows coming up in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, in Maryland, and then a big one in October in Pennsylvania. So we're looking forward to that. So this has been Danny, a horror dad.
Charlotte, the horror daughter.
And we will see you very soon.
Bye.
7 days.